Hello, I'm Jasmine Pierce, Senior Community Educator for the Winston-Salem Fire Department, and you're watching In the Red, Lights and Sirens. Today we will discuss smoke alarm safety. Did you know smoke alarms can mean the difference between life and death in a fire? Working smoke alarms can cut the chance of dying in half in a fire. They help detect and alert people to a fire for the allotted time for you to escape safely. Today we are here at station number 2 with Captain Chris Belcher. Hello, Captain.
Hello.
Can you please tell me the different types of smoke alarms used in residential areas?
Yes, I can. Actually, we have two types that we mainly see these days. They're also called visible products of combustion detectors. It's based on one of two principles. One of them is photoelectric that uses a beam application. The other part is, or the second one, is an ionization detector, which actually uses a tiny bit of radioactive material that reacts with the gases that are produced from a fire. Depending on the type of fire, is going to depend on how fast they react. With an ionization detector, that's more for a flaming fire that doesn't produce as much smoke, whereas the beam application detector is more for a smoke or a smoldering fire. And the way it works is the smoke enters the chamber with your photoelectric, and it breaks the beam and it activates the detector, whereas with the ionization detector, the gases enter the chamber and they react with that radioactive material, and it in turn causes an alarm.
How often should you replace the batteries in a smoke alarm, and how do you maintain them?
As far as the maintenance and upkeep of these detectors, when you purchase your detector, as you can see with this specific one in the case, most of them come with a battery, a typical 9-volt battery. They also come with a set of users or manufacturer's instructions or guidelines, and people really should take a look at the manufacturer's guidelines, especially when it comes to swapping out batteries. They'll specify a specific type of 9-volt battery to use. That increases the length and the time that the detector itself will last and how good a job it does. With this particular brand here, when you open it up, the battery actually comes inside the case, and you can actually take the lid off this particular brand here, and you just take your battery out, flip it over, and slide it in. Once you've got the battery in, you want to take the set of screws that comes with it, and it's typically 2 screws, and you want to place it high up on the ceiling. Leave enough of the screw out to where when you take your detector, you can slide the screws in the holes and give it a twist. And then once you've got your detector up on the ceiling, you can put your lid on, and you want to take just a second just to push the button and test it to make sure it works. It's typically recommended over the years that we swap the batteries out when we change our time clocks. That way it kind of sticks out in the head, hey, I'm changing the clock, I need to change my batteries. Along with that also, we see that we get a lot of false alarms from little critters like spiders and bugs that get actually up into the detector itself, along with dust, and that's probably a good time that they might want to take their vacuum cleaner and actually vacuum out the detector itself.
And is it also true that every 10 years that smoke alarms need to be placed in the homes?
Typical life of a detector is about 10 years. Anytime after that, they need to start looking at getting the detector changed itself. The other thing too is a lot of houses now come with a hardwired detector along with a battery backup. That's something that would probably have to be done by an alarm company itself to swap those detectors out, just because they are hardwired.
You need a smoke alarm in every bedroom, outside of every sleeping area, and on every level of your home, including the basement. Thank you, Captain Belcher. For more information about smoke alarms, please visit the National Fire Protection Association's website at nfpa.org. You can purchase smoke alarms at your local hardware or department stores. Test your smoke alarms today, because it could save your life.